first question that I have received is that, how do I handle my heart after a heartache, a heartbreak? Means now this could be a varied question. So for somebody, this could be a romantic heartbreak. For others, it could be that a close friend has betrayed, or he or she has left. And the third could be actually losing a loved one through death. So somebody passing away in the family. In all these cases, the heart really hurts. This is one of the most difficult pains to handle in life. And yet we have no choice but to handle them. And how do we go about managing our heart and mind after, if we are suffering through such a pain? So we can use certain simple steps. And I think the first step is allow yourself to grieve and to cry. Don't withhold that, the pressure inside you, the stress inside you. Tears are nature's way of releasing the stress which is there in our heart and mind. So don't think that you will become small by crying. You must, you can allow yourself to cry. Okay. The second thing that we can do is that we can, find a friend, a confidant. It could be a parent, it could be a sibling, it could be a friend, it could be a colleague, somebody who we think is a little wiser than who we are. So we can actually share our thoughts and emotions and feelings with that person. But always remember, how will you choose who that wiser person is? Is one who is a good listener, the other who does not judge you, and also the one who does not bring out, hatred and envy in your heart for the person who has left you. So be very clear as to with whom you are connecting and you are sharing. And once you do find a good friend and a good listener, just unshedding the load of your heart, unburdening yourself really helps you to cope up with this difficulty. The third thing that you can do is, you can really introspect as to was my, feeling towards this person, a person who has either passed away or has left, was it an attachment or was it true love? Because mostly it is attachment. Mostly it is said that on earth we love others for their usefulness to us, whether it is a physical usefulness, a financial usefulness, an emotional usefulness, or any of that. So therefore, please check in yourself and introspect. Was I attached to that person? And am I missing the services that that person was giving me, the level of comfort that I was getting from that person? Or was it that I was truly in love with that person? Because if we were truly in love with that person, that you would set the other person free, whether it is a passed away soul or it is another person. So these are souls on their own journeys, and you have no right to interfere or obstruct or stop their further journey and their progress. So once you have realized that if it was an attachment, then you let go of it. And you wish well for the soul and let them go. Another thing that you have to ask yourself is that you again introspect and you tell yourself that in any case, whether I like it or not, someday death will come and I will have to leave all my near and dear ones, because these are temporary arrangements. So once you remind yourself of the impermanence of life, once you remind yourself that this is a temporary role that you are playing, then it is not so difficult to allow the other person to just go away in whatever way. So only when you are living in truth, only when you are living in the light of wisdom, does it make it even possible to address your emotions and your mind. Otherwise, the mind and heart will grieve. But if you are living in the higher truth, then it becomes easier. I'm not saying that you will suddenly be laughing. No, it takes a lot of time, patience with yourself. Losing a loved one is a very, very difficult proposition, but you anyway have to walk your way through it and go beyond it. There has to be light at the end of the tunnel. And always remember that even this shall pass. Whatever the phase is that you are going through, that will also pass. And in this meantime, as this time is passing, engage yourself in some positive task, in some good new hobby building, in learning a new skill. So basically developing your own personality and diverting your time and energy. to something else, to something better, to personal growth. And then side by side, also I would recommend that there are certain people who go into a lot of melancholy. So please take care of your food, your nutrition, of your rest, of your sleep, and of your company as you are going through this grieving process of losing a loved one. And side by side, of course, you bring in God into your life and you offer all this difficulty, you offer your grieving heart, you offer your troubled mind, and you say, Lord, you are my refuge. I do not understand any of this, but I know you do, and I know you love me, and I love you. Therefore, I offer all my pain and all my grieving and all my difficulty. I offer myself, I offer my life at thy holy feet. Please protect me, please free me, please salvage me, for thou art my savior, for thou art my parent, and I have no other place to go. So be in that attitude of surrender and devotion, and you will find that your pain will slowly and progressively, it will reduce and you will be free from it. And of course, I would like to add that once a person has passed away, it is difficult to replace that place with someone else. But the only one who can replace that place is God. So bring God more and more into your life and your pain will be eased. So this was one question. The other question that we received on the group is that what happens when when the body dies? Then when does the soul leave the body, and how is it then? Master says that during the process of death, the consciousness is continuing, but you're not able to move the body. So what is all this? And predominantly, when does the soul actually leave the body? And for that, we have to have a broader perspective. So firstly, only a master can answer this question in absolute clarity that your intellectual mind is seeking. Only the guru, the master will know. But from the experiences that we have seen around us, from the books that we have read, and as a doctor, I have heard of multiple near-death experiences. So from all of that, what I can say is that, for just to take examples of few experiences, is that people in the OR, when the patient is being operated upon, and temporarily it is, so many people have reported that they left their bodies and they were kind of like floating over in the OR and the operating room, that is, and they were able to see the surgeons and the staff, and that the body, their own body, was being operated upon, and yet they did not feel the pain of that body. And of course, after some time, many of them, they came back to the body and suddenly they were able to feel the pain of the body. So these are multiple near-death experiences that people have had. Then there has been another experience that I've heard about, is that the person who is going towards death is not only is the attachment and the entanglement with the body is loosening up, and he or she is experiencing the soul level, means is understanding that he is pervading beyond the boundaries of the body, and therefore simultaneously that person, as the soul awareness, is aware of everybody in the hospital premises, or who is talking to what person and what is the topic of conversation, and he or she can feel at the soul level, even though the body is lying sick on the bed, but the awareness of that person expands towards towards other, it can expand even to infinity. But then if it is not the right time for the person to leave the body, the soul will come back, and again the limitation of the body will be taken over. And there's another beautiful story that I would like to narrate here, is about a young doctor. Actually, this is about the Second World War. So he was not a doctor at that time. He was a young soldier of 20 years. His name is Dr. Ritchie. He passed away, I think, 15, 20 years ago. And he left his body. He suffered from pneumonia. He was in the army hospital. He left his body, and the person around, the clinician around him, declared him dead, drew a sheet over his body. And then after 9-10 minutes, when the staff came in, they found that there were certain movements of the chest happening. And then this person has spent his entire life, actually, he's talking about his experiences as he left the body. And then he says that he met with Jesus. He traveled over various cities. He traveled over various buildings. He met with this, he found this light. Jesus appeared to him because he was a follower of Jesus. And Jesus showed him his entire life. And his entire life was where he thought that he had made certain mistakes, and he was trying to hide from Jesus those events. But Jesus, in all his light and glory, was standing there non-judgmental. And he says the only question at that point that mattered was that, did I love in my life? And that is the question that matters to all of us. So even when we are disembodied, this question will face us, which faces us today. Do we really love? And then, of course, I'll come to this, but that person, after 9 minutes of his astral experiences, came back to his body. They later became a psychiatrist and a physician. He wrote books, and then he spread the teachings of Jesus, love, and of life after death, with everybody. So the exact moment of separation could either be when the prana just stops, or sometimes it can happen even later. Now, according to Indian mythology, not mythology, in Indian practices, we know there is something called the patak after death. So once the soul leaves the body at death, it is said that it hovers around for the next 13 days, watching the people who are around and watching the processes going over his own body. In Judaism, they say it hovers around for 7 days before it goes into other realms. In Hinduism, they say it hovers around for 13 days. So it's different in different traditions. So it is not for us to say, it's only a master, a sage who can say. But again, now let's come back to the question whether we are in the body or out of it. Then the real question is, have we learned the lesson for which we were sent on this earth? Is that, am I able to love all as my own self? So again, the commandments of Jesus Christ. The first commandment, love the Lord thy God with all of your strength, your body, your mind, your soul, all of it. And the second is love others as you love yourself. If we can follow just these two commandments, then it does not even matter whether we are living through a human body, when we are leaving the human body. So the soul is actually still encased in its astral and causal bodies when it has certain experiences in different realms. So in any case, whatever realm we are in, the only important thing is love, and that is the pure wisdom. And I'm reminded of Kabir Das ji's doha. Everybody knows this. पोथी पढ़ पढ़ जग मुआ भया न पंडित कोई ढाई आखर प्रेम का पढ़े सो पंडित होय. Means you cannot become a pandit or a wise man by reading intellectually tons and tons of book, but he is the true pandit who has understood the 2.5 letters of the word prema or love. So ask yourself, this is the shortcut, Prem is the shortcut through and through from various lifetimes to infinity. So have we learned to love? We all need to improve on that. All of us. The fact that we are here on earth in a physical body means we all are works in progress. We are learning to love, but let's make it, a little rapid with the grace of God. So I think that's it for this other question. Now, do we have any other question, Captain Joy?
Om Guru to all. There is one question. If we live in a dream or Maya, and if we are not able to take life or people or our circumstances seriously, then how can we still show up with passion and integrity for lives?
Okay. So I understand this. It is just as if you are a theatrical performer.
Raising the family, looking after our body health, etc. If we show up disinterested in these
Okay, I think I've
activities
got
with
your
any
question. Okay,
attachment, then is
Captain Joy,
that
I
dharma?
have got your question. So I think so how do we be disinterested at the same time and passionate at the same time is the question. If you understand that life is a play, then you would do just as a movie actor does. He is fully and passionately involved in the movie scene. So if you take the example of, let's say, great icons or like Amitabh Bachchan, like Shah Rukh Khan, or any other actors or lead actresses, now they know that this is a movie they are acting. Do they give it their all as they are acting? Yes, they do. Are they disinterested in actually what is the destiny of the actor? Yes, they are disinterested. So it is only after you will understand that the life that you are leading is only a temporary role. It is not your permanent reality. Then you can be disinterested and passionate at the same time. Whatever work you are doing, you will give it your all. Why will you give it your all? Because that is only the way you will get satisfaction out of it. If an actor gives a half-hearted performance, it neither makes the actor happy, it does not make the audience happy, it does not make the director happy. So if you give a half-hearted performance, then you are not happy, others are not happy, God is not happy. So, but once you realize that, okay, this is only my thing, I have to just play my part, very well, but this is not my real destiny. I'm not going to die. I have to act as if I'm dying. This drama of life and death I have to play. Once I understand this, then it is easy for me to perform my act in the best way, and yet know all the time that it is never me, it was never me, that I do nothing. You are simply asking the same question that that has been addressed and been in the Gita, where he says, the Muni says, even though he eats, he sleeps, he drinks, he yawns, he talks, he walks, but yet he says, I do nothing by myself. This is exactly the same thing that is put in a different form. So answer is very simple again. Know the truth. Unless you have gained the wisdom and unless you have seen the truth for yourself, that you are the Atman, which is not affected by any of the drama, till then this will always remain a difficult task and a mysterious task for you. But the moment you have the soul perception, the moment you have risen from body consciousness to soul consciousness, that very moment you will understand that how you can play this drama beautifully, act well, and yet not be attached to any of it. So I think that's it for this question.